And Gerry Potter was one of the first poets I heard back in the Chloe days, back in the days I was walking along. I lived in one of those tower blocks by Mancunian Way roundabout, and I was working on Canal Street, and I walked past Green Room and saw a poster of Chloe with boxing gloves, love, hate, and the thing. I was like, you know, tranny up, you know, and it was like, wow, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, just everything I wanted to be. And tonight's set, I'm not going to tell you any more about it. I'm just going to say I'm really honoured to be here with Mr. Gerry Potter.
Yeah. You look like someone from Westlife, I look like a bachelor. only old folk will know what a bachelor is. Is an Irish brother. Two confessions. The first one is, this is my second gig with glasses, and anybody who says wearing glasses is great is a fool. What? So they just make you see. It is like wearing stepladders on your nose. I don't like them. And the second confession is this book. It's interesting, I was getting a bit pissed off with the noise of that dance beat, but now the dance beat really works actually, because this book is about longing to dance. 4 years ago, nearly 4 years ago, New Year's Eve, I was diagnosed with HIV and hepatitis C co-infection, which basically radically changed my life. Not in a really big way, in that sort of whatever. I still look like me and I was still the same height. But, you know, you think, oh my God, I've got to change. I've got to do a thing. And it's not even like that growing up thing. It wasn't that. It was just a thing. Oh God, you've got to live now. So it was fine. Dealt with it. Quite a pragmatist. HIV, drugs, fine. All working in order and everything. And then so I'd written Planet Young, then Planet Middle Age, and from Planet Middle Age in a poem called The Memory Shop. That's when I was diagnosed. Then I wrote the men poem. So I'll confess all in that. I thought, no, this is about men. So this is the confessional. And it's happened in my 50th year. And it's basically about all of that. And also I've been on this... anyone hear about hepatitis C? Been down in the air. That's fine. But the drugs they put you on is vile. And this kind of poem, these poems in this book are a documentation of that drug, interferon, and something else, I can't remember its name. And I've taken all the drugs in the world twice. And I've never been paranoid and weird as I have been on this drug, which sent me doulaling and to places I've never been before. So the poems in this book are really quite fractious and weird and very different to the way I write. I was going to change them, and go, no. It's a documentation of that mindset. Read it. Part of the medication, Hep C, is this oral medication, and you have to inject yourself with a needle interferon. And the first time I did it, I was with a nurse, and that was fine. And then the second time I did it, I was on my own, watching the telly, BBC 4, and I had to, and I thought, and it was the first time I'd ever gone, oh, Gerry, what have you done? You know, just weird things. Oh, you sat with a needle on Friday night. And from then on, my life would never be the same. This starts at that moment. This is called the needle freak. I'll say him because it's easier than saying me. Well, he just had a needle freak. Not so she. A funny, frightened of the world, no hear, no see, no speak. Just him and the echoes of Top of the Pops 76. But he's not that kid thinking ABBA ruled Asgard. Not that kid with Superdog and the fear of school. The kid's a man now, with a disinfected wipe and a heavy heart, space hopping on black hole stepping stones, waiting for the flu. Told he might get the flu. Cryptic tissue. Ouch. Hopes he got it right. Thinks he got it wrong. There's an alone moment that's corridor long, gloomy, lit moody jig by Fox's single bed. Dave Lee Travis never broke his heart. Now he's older than them thar hills. Dave Lee Travis couldn't break his heart. Stuck in tonight, telly mooning. Misses the broken promises of the discotheque, the drug-taking grannies sharing cocaine, urgent kisses, sloppy, fresh mint, midnight of good times. Misses the punch-drunk mercury of liquid feet, the blonde Brittany onslaught of Friday night. The needle freak wasn't that bad, more about fear than cure. So, cuddles up to BBC4, wheels on fire and Bieber poured. Head roars, understands things so much, bored of understanding. Instant karma, don't get him started. Imagine, fuck off, John Lennon. And this poem is about, this next one, when something like this happens to you, people say, do you regret? No, I don't regret anything that's ever happened, and I would do all the same again. The only thing I would say to anybody is don't take K in a sauna. Right. You'll probably be fine. So I don't regret anything I've done or the hedonism I've gone through. This poem is about the hedonism. A lot of this book is about dancing. Trade was a club in London which was just amazing, and the queers turned techno into an art form, and I loved it. It was rave and it was brilliant. And this is dedicated to Trade. It's called Ain't Got No Party Guilt. Middle of a bass boom is the start of the universe. Happiest place imaginable. Smiles and eyes stroke magic, and in the very seconds of us, the infinite bursts. People who say this isn't love have never loved, never really smiled. When you feel the rage of rhythm roar like a standing ovation through your body, you're fucking nature fisting God. You are one techno supernova in a room of techno supernovas patterning the mantra of dance. Shaman soup, primordial, you mirror ball and babe. And you kiss the demons weaving, hold your hands in the air. Ain't got no party guilt, cause baby, it was perfection. Ain't got no party guilt, cause baby, I was there. This next one is going back to that time with the needle and remembering that time at Trade, and it's getting a bit like again. It's called Looking at the Dance in the Corner. I'm looking at the dance in the corner. It's frivolous, has banter, telling the song in the corner how to sing. The dance in the corner's cocky, flouts the rules, makes neon mirages from blinking. It's smug, knows no bounds, was Superman in a previous life, mocks speeding bullets, tells the trains to run on time. Its conversation twists, lights up the room, can't get a word in edgewise unless you jive. The dance in the corner's telling stories of other dancers, telling the song in the corner, they're never wrong. The song in the corner lights up. First time it smoked, coughs a little, splutters melody. Everyone's singing their own song. Everyone's joining in. Everyone. I'm looking at the dance in the corner. It's smug. And this book was written a lot with the telly on, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so fractious, and I was going to change all that. The butterfly's claws are out, fluttering scars in my stomach. They would tickle if I was a hard-nosed bitch, but I'm kind, like a granny from an Ealing comedy. My mind is a lace antimacassar, a surreal web of pennies and holocausts, and hanging on every lie, the truth. Maybe I'm a spider plagued by Alistair Sim. Could be. Been a spider before. A miserly spider in control of the banks. If I hear the word easing one more time, I might die. They're making George Formby seem legendary. Looks a bit pervy. Never got him. Perhaps if I take up the ukulele. So dine with me inside the shriek of professionals. We'll have human soup, a selection of vegetables and a big fat gypsy pudding. Call it white noise, but that intellectualises it. More mud set to music. Loud bullying music designed to keep you awake. No rest, just the wicked and an animated desire to sell. Call them children. But children are cleverer, kinder. Look at Grindr, and the bubble butt universe is bulging. The butterfly stilettos are scarring the laminate flooring. I'm snorting the powder from its wings. And Grindr in that was a smartphone app where gay men with no shirts on completely ignore other gay men with no shirts on. The gays were clever. What a thing. Right. And this book isn't just about that, it's about reminiscence as well, like the other books, and this is a reminiscence. In 1979 was the best year of my life because my life changed for just phenomenally because I joined the Everyman Youth Theatre, and the Everyman Bistro was just this beautiful thing. It's gone now, this beautiful bohemian wonderful thing, and that was the first time I met Margie Clark. For those of you who don't know, Margie Clark is a Liverpool actress who's kind of legendary, and then she was called Margot, and she had a shock of like sort of purple hair, red hair, and I kind of just, there was a moment, and this poem is about that moment, so I won't carry on. This is called, and this is set on the Everyman Bistro stairs, the first time I met Margie Clark. It's called That Crimson-Haired Girl Knows the Punk of Love. Some moments of film, 35mm nostalgia bites replaying just when you need them to. And that moment on the Everyman Bistro stairs flickers gloriously. A 1979 trailer for The Best of My Life. You stood by standing, and the electricity you owned tinseled wildly like lightning sparkling violently around Ali Pali. You looked, I froze. It was like falling in love. You spoke and your body struck up a Scouse ballet, a warm voice that could cut butter and sheen diamonds, hands poised as fontaine. You've got psychic eyes, you said, seeing through my pain, and I smiled a smile that scored a goal. Brian giggled, that's Margox. Who's Margox? That's Margox Shadiri. But for me, you were that crimson-haired girl who knew the punk of love, the funk of me and the trunk of soul. And it's there in my head like communion and communism, the song of Bernadette, warm-hearted as certainty from Scotty Road to modernity, Kes, bubbling eternally as humanism and stew. You imprinted a Gordy of Liverpool, colouring me forever red. A film only I saw, and that year was a classic year for cinema. And I can so often tune into your melody, the changing shape of our futures, its hairstyles, airwaves and parties past and wavering, in loss and the endless echo of jangling, in soap opera sepia, the super marionation of black and white strings pulled and tangled in, myths and stories we've wrangled in, seas we've almost drowned and spangled in. It's monologue and analogue. Transmissions of the universe. Some moments are film, some people are stars, happening haphazardly in back alleys and bars, make you laugh or shed a tear. The best film that year, not everyone knows the name of. I do. It was called That Crimson-Haired Girl Knows the Punk of Love. Again, watching telly. Telly was a big deal. And this is about watching telly. It's about the day after the Manchester riots. And whatever you think about the riots might not be what I think. I think big, proud thoughts about the riots. This is just an observation. This is called aftermathing. In the rain and aftermath, decades of despair wash away into drains, Victorian and splendid, drenching rats in the sweat of scallions. In the pulse of heartbeats and thievery, the smashing